Hi everyone, I'm Jethro Gonzaga. I'm a wind watcher since 2019. I've also been attending LGI's Prophetic Leadership Summit conferences for the past 3 consecutive years. I'm here to share with you my testimony on how God moved in my life through my career. Last year, I've been asking God on what His plan is for me and my career. To give you a bit of a background, I am a recruitment specialist by profession. I've been in the industry for about 7 to 8 years, and my previous work was with one of the leading recruitment outsourcing companies across the globe. I was just hired then, or I just transferred to our new client or account. They're one of the leading social media companies across the globe, and I was selected to be part of their team who manages the recruitment operations for Asia Pacific hiring for contractor management. Um, Back then, I guess it was a totally different testimony altogether in itself. It was one of God's answered prayers 2 years ago, and it's really a blessing being part of that team. Although there came a time where the workload was really beyond our usual scope. Most of the time, I was doing overtimes, and I didn't find myself having I found myself having less time on my personal life and ministry life. Also, I thought that some of my skills weren't utilized as I wasn't doing sourcing back then. And to add more context, I also got married last year, December 2021. And as I was approaching that season of my life, I was thinking of what would be the challenges or the expectations from me as a husband and provider for the family. And back then, I thought, I guess my salary would not be enough, or probably I would need more time for my personal life if I wanted to really excel or do well as a family man. So I asked God. I kept going to the WK rooms of LGI. I started, I think, October last year, and I've been to in and out of the WK rooms week after week, asking for the same question about my career, even after, or even about my marriage. And God didn't disappoint. He answered me through the prophets of LGI. And at that time, as I was asking about God, He revealed to me that it is His will for me to leave the company and move out to a different opportunity. God's word for me then also was to not really actively look for jobs, but really just update my CV and be open to opportunities that would come in. For some, you know that LinkedIn would be a good network to reach out to different HR or recruiters. And back then, as I obeyed God, one of my former managers reached out to me and asked for me to apply for one of their clients. That their client back then was a global oil company, and their position is very would fit well with my skill set and with what I'm asking God for. I passed the final interview stage, and I was waiting for the update. I also applied and got referred to different job opportunities by some of my friends. And then fast forward, God indeed answered my prayer, and I got hired by the middle of December. It is a one of the leading medical devices companies across the globe, and they're headquartered in Australia. This is one of the jobs that I've applied for that wasn't really expecting. I feel that the role is beyond what I can do, and also probably it was God saying that He trusts me and knows me, and this is His will for me. As I got hired, as I signed the job offer, I wasn't really expecting that the content of the letter. God blessed me with so much more than I actually prayed for. He, I got an increase from my previous salary of 60%. My shift also was an early day shift, So that's from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. So I get to end my day early and more time for my family and ministry life. And also, God gave me a bonus. It's a literal bonus of signing bonus of 1,000 US dollars. It's really surprising for me. I didn't really expect because that's not quite common for our field to get signing bonuses. And I knew back then that it was God's favor and it's God really who moved through my application process. And it's only when we obey that He would get those kinds of surprises from God. Back then, I knew in my heart that God did not just bring me to this new chapter of my life empty-handed. He will usher me to it with showers of blessings, and that's what He did. Thank you to the LGI prayer leaders whom God used to communicate His great plans for me through the WKs in the WK rooms every Wednesday. Without God's guidance through His words of knowledge, I would have ended up quitting my job and looking for the blessing myself. God really knew what I needed and He blessed me with so much more than I can even ever imagine. I would also like to thank my wife who have been supportive in praying for me and encouraging me through this process of transition. I would like to share this verse that helped me in trusting God even more in the process. I'm reading in the Message version, Matthew chapter 6, verse 32 to 33. People who don't know God and the way He works fuss over these things. But you know both God and how He works. Steep your life in God reality, God initiative, God provisions. Don't worry about missing out. You'll find all your everyday human concerns will be met. And indeed, God met my needs and He even exceeded and went above and beyond my expectations. For those who are worrying right now for what they need, what they will eat, what their future holds, let's continue to trust God and put our mind to God reality, God initiative, and God provisions. Let's remember that we are kingdom people, and it is God's kingdom that will prevail here on earth as we continue to trust Him, serve Him, and worship Him with our lives. To God be all the glory.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך. יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונקה. יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up His countenance upon you and give you peace.